Elon Musk is not successful because he is smart. He is successful because he is willing to fail in ways that terrify most people. In December 2008, both SpaceX and Tesla were dying. SpaceX had launched 3 rockets. All 3 exploded. Tesla was bleeding money, no revenue, barely any cars sold. Musk had put in everything. $180 million from selling PayPal. It was all gone. By the end of the year, he was borrowing money from friends to pay rent. Most billionaires would have cut their losses. Musk doubled down. That is not genius. That is insanity. But there is a method to the madness. In this video, I am breaking down 5 lessons from Elon Musk that most self-help gurus will not teach you. Let's start. Lesson 1. First principles thinking. In 2002, Musk wanted to buy a rocket to send experiments to Mars. He called aerospace companies. The cheapest quote, $65 million for one rocket. Most people would either pay it or give up. Musk asked a different question. What is a rocket actually made of? He researched the raw materials: aluminum alloys, titanium, carbon fiber, rocket fuel. The material cost, a tiny fraction of the asking price. The rest was markup, decades of monopoly pricing, bureaucracy. So he did not buy a rocket. He started SpaceX and built rockets from scratch. That is first principles thinking. Do not accept what the industry tells you something costs. Break it down to the atomic level. What is this actually made of? Then rebuild it yourself. Here is how you apply this. You want to get in shape. A gym membership costs $60 a month. Most people either pay it or do not work out. First principles. What do I actually need? Resistance. Progressive overload. Consistency. You do not need a gym. You need dumbbells, a pull-up bar, and discipline. $15 per month. That is the principle. Break the problem into atoms. Rebuild from there. Lesson 2. Manufacture urgency. Here is something people do not understand about Musk. He sets impossible deadlines. On purpose, not because he thinks they are realistic, because urgency creates focus. In 2018, Tesla was in what Musk called production hell. The Model 3 was supposed to save the company, but they could not build them fast enough. The original target was 5,000 cars per week by December 2017. By June 2018, they were making 2,000. Tesla was weeks from bankruptcy again. Musk set a new impossible deadline: 5,000 cars per week by the end of June, 3 weeks away. He slept on the factory floor, built a 3rd production line in a tent outside the factory. They hit 5,000 cars on the last day of June at 5 a.m. barely. But here is the lesson. If you give yourself 6 months, you will use 6 months. If you give yourself 6 days, you will find a way. Deadlines are not about being realistic. They are about forcing brutal prioritization. When you have unlimited time, you overthink. You optimize, you delay. When you have a gun to your head, you ship. Musk operates in permanent crisis mode, not because he has to, because it works. You can do this too. Pick one project you have been putting off for months. Give yourself 1 week to ship a rough version. Not perfect. Rough. Watch how much you get done when failure has a deadline. Lesson 3. Ignore the experts. When Musk started SpaceX, he told aerospace engineers his plan: reusable rockets that land themselves. The reaction? Polite dismissal. Reusable rockets were considered science fiction. In 50 years of space exploration, no one had done it. NASA had tried and given up. The entire industry agreed. Impossible. Musk had a physics degree, 0 rocket experience, but he did it anyway. By 2015, SpaceX landed the first orbital rocket booster. By 2016, they were landing them on drone ships in the ocean. Today, it is routine. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Experts are often wrong. Not because they are stupid, they are not. Because they are invested in the current system. When you ask an expert if something new is possible, you are asking someone whose career depends on the old way staying relevant. They have every incentive to say no. Musk ignores expert consensus. He hires experts. Absolutely, but he does not let them define the boundaries of what he will attempt. Here is how this applies to you. Every time you tried something new, someone with experience told you why it would not work. A teacher, a parent, a colleague. They were not trying to hurt you. They were protecting you from failure, but their protection became your ceiling. If you only attempt what experts approve of, you will only achieve what has already been done. Lesson 4. Public failure is fuel. Most people hide their mistakes. Delete the tweet, remove the post, pretend it never happened. Musk does the opposite. Between 2006 and 2008, SpaceX launched 3 Falcon 1 rockets. All 3 exploded. The failures were public, broadcasted, analyzed by the media. Embarrassing. Musk did not hide them. He published detailed reports on what went wrong, used the failures as data. The 4th launch in September 2008 succeeded. If it had failed, SpaceX would have died. But it worked. Barely. Here is the lesson. Failure is only embarrassing if you treat it like a secret. If you publish it, it becomes learning. Every SpaceX explosion is on YouTube. Every Tesla recall is documented. Every Musk tweet that aged poorly is still there. He does not delete. He does not hide. Why? Because hiding failure is ego protection. Publishing failure is data collection. Most people are so afraid of looking stupid that they never try anything hard enough to fail spectacularly. Musk fails all the time. He just does not care who sees it. Here is how you use this. If you are not failing publicly, you are probably not trying hard enough. Every failure you hide is a lesson you refuse to learn from. Post the attempt. Share the result. Even if it is embarrassing. Especially if it is embarrassing. That is how you improve faster than people who protect their ego. Lesson 5. Suffering is a choice. Musk chooses it. Here is the most uncomfortable lesson. During the worst of Tesla's production crisis, Musk slept on the factory floor. Not in an office. On the floor, with a sleeping bag. When asked why, he said, "I cannot ask my team to do something I would not do myself." Now let me be very clear. This is not healthy. This is not sustainable. This is not advice for normal life. But here is what people miss. Musk is not optimizing for happiness. He is not chasing work-life balance. He is chasing a mission bigger than his own comfort, and he is willing to suffer for it. In a 2018 interview, he said he does not expect to be happy. He expects to be useful. That is a choice. You do not have to make that choice, but you cannot pretend you will achieve extraordinary things with ordinary effort. Most people optimize for comfort. Musk optimizes for mission. The result? He has built companies that are literally reshaping multiple industries. Here is what this means for you. You do not need to sleep on a factory floor, but you need to decide what you are willing to be uncomfortable for. Because if comfort is your highest priority, your potential has a very low ceiling. Comfort is expensive. It costs you your edge. Musk gave up comfort 20 years ago. That is why he is where he is. You do not have to go that far, but you probably need to go further than you are going right now. So how do you actually apply these 5 lessons? Let me make it simple. 1. First principles thinking. Next time you face a problem, do not accept the standard solution. Break it into pieces. Ask what it is actually made of. Rebuild it. 2. Manufacture urgency. Pick one project, give yourself 1 week, ship something, anything. 3. Ignore the experts. Stop waiting for approval from people who benefit from you staying small. 4. Fail publicly. Share your attempts, not just your wins. The failures too. 5. Choose your suffering. Decide what you are willing to be uncomfortable for, then commit. These are not just Elon Musk's principles, these are frameworks, and frameworks can be learned. Here is what most people miss about Musk. He is not special because of his IQ. He is not successful because he was born rich. He is successful because he operates by different rules. Rules most people are too afraid to follow. First principles instead of inherited assumptions. Manufactured urgency instead of comfortable timelines. Ignoring expert limits. Treating public failure as data. Choosing mission over comfort. You do not need to be Elon Musk, but you can steal his frameworks. Most people will watch this video, think it is interesting, and change nothing. A few will pick one lesson and actually apply it. Those are the ones who will look back in 5 years and realize everything shifted. The question is, which group are you in?